All right, kids. Oh, Jesus. We're going to do some more of this. This is my review of Maddie's side of the story. So Madison got on live this afternoon and told her side of the story. She gave the information, or her information being, and let me, because for some reason, after all that coddling I did this morning towards Kaya, saying I loved her and, you know, I was going to get the statement she made towards me framed, all that coddling I did, and I still got a number of people giving me, you know, Team Kaya and how dare, and I'm just like, ma'am, girl, at this point, I simply don't care. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't mean no piece of harm. For real, I know from the bottom of y'all's hearts and my heart that my subscribers don't mean me no harm. It's a lot of outsiders that's popping in. And how you watch the video of me coddling Kaya the way I did this morning. And still, but okay. So anyway, Madison says that Kaya is misleading the people into thinking, and it honestly, this does make sense. And I'm not, I'm not on anybody's side here. I don't know what I have to do to get people to understand that after I talk about something, I don't really care no more. Not for real. I've talked about it, and now I'm just kind of over it at this point. But I did listen to what Maddie said, and she said that Kaya was misleading everyone. Girl, if you don't get your feet out of the street, what the hell? I almost ran over a white child just now because her mama ain't here. Where's your mama? I'm sorry. And it's raining, and it's not my brakes. My tires try it, and they're not bad tires. They're perfectly fine tires. They just don't like water for some reason. But anyway, back to this. Madison says that Kaya misled everyone in her initial video. And don't, basically saying, don't tell the people that, I made all these changes without you, and we sat down and we had conversation. And I believe it. Ain't no way Madison strong-armed Kaya into nothing. It's just, I just don't see. I'm not going to say ain't no way. I'm going to say I don't see it. I just don't. It does not come. It don't compute for me that Madison would strong arm and bully Kaya into. Oh shoot! I ain't ate today. I need to stop somewhere and get something to eat. Let me make a loop. Who was blowing and why? Because I don't have the time. Anyway, I just cannot see Madison making Kaya do anything. And Kaya sat behind the whatchamacallit, and she put on the robes and all of that. And I know a lot of people were saying, well, no, she's talking about the changes that Madison made towards, this episode with Monique. But that's just, that is not what I received. I'm not going to say that's not true. I'm going to say that's not what I received. Because Kaya's attitude and demeanor was different from the beginning of the show on. So I'm tired. Honestly, I'm tired. And I feel like every time I say something, people find a way to try to misconstrue what I'm saying. And it's like, why are you mad over my opinion? And today hasn't really been one of those days where everybody's going off on me and all of that. It's just been one of those days where I'm tired. My coworker forgot that he was scheduled to work today. I didn't get a lunch. I had to work with that one coworker. It's just been one of those days. I'm drained. But Madison explained that she bought the new software for Monique so she could Skype in, and it made sense to me, but I still think that it was really not wise of us to cut it close like this. She said she bought new software that would have a split screen for Monique to call in. She would be on one part of the screen, and then we would see Maddie and Kaya on the other part of the screen, and they would have a conversation. And that would have been cute, but it was cut way too close. And I don't want to talk about Monique because, girl, I'm tired of talking about Monique. I've talked about Monique. Monique's many and elusive fans, like I said, keep popping up and gathering. And I don't care that seriously about Monique. I don't. But because Monique, and I'm not blaming this whole fiasco, because people keep saying, how are you blaming this whole thing on Monique? I'm not. I'm saying that because Monique said she was going to come over, then she decided that she was going to Skype instead because maybe a prior engagement or something else, maybe something was going on, whatever. Madison then ended up having to buy this equipment, or choosing to buy this equipment, and it was cutting it too close. It just simply was. Let me lock this door. Stuff be going on in these roads and streets and things. And she explained it as the way she saw it was she did not want to be sitting there holding up an iPad trying to record Monique on the Skype and yada blah blah blah. Okay, that would have looked stupid. To that I say, honestly, y'all could have still done the show. It just didn't have to be live. The show didn't. We were looking for it to be live. Some of us would have been mad, but a lot of us would have understood if y'all had pre-recorded and then released it on Tuesday, or even midnight. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, somebody was going to be up and watching, and somebody was going to see it the next day. All of this over a live, girl. All of this over a live stream. And then Madison went on to say that Kaya wasn't as invested as Madison was, and I believe that too. I believe Maddie was over-invested and Kaya was under-invested. She said she had to get a new modem because apparently you can't have 2 modems in the same house. I'm not fancy enough to know if that's, what's really, tea or not. But all of that, again, was cutting it real close. It was cutting it real close. And honestly, like I said in my initial statement last Monday, it was cutting it too close, and it wasn't necessary to have all these theatrics and all of this and that. And I understand that, Monique is an Oscar winner. I get that. That's cute. But she agreed to be on the Queen's Court. So whatever it was she had already agreed to be on there, and we could have just made it work. And I know somebody's going to disagree with the statement. I know a lot of people are saying, well, we should have not had it at all. And I say, maybe we should not have had the live, but we could have pre-recorded this interview if this was that serious. Just like I said, Monique could have talked to Kaya off the Periscope in the live stream that she was doing. She could have, if it were that serious. Kaya and Madison could have recorded the interview off the live stream if it were that serious. I'm not going to change a stance on it. I'm not going to argue with nobody about it. I'm tired. Let me see. Then Madison went on to talk about how she, was looking at things from a business aspect. I'm going to get to them in a minute, but there was, the Larry Reid show. I think I got that name right. Larry Reid, and his co-host, they look just like Malcolm Jamal Warner. It looked like Malcolm Jamal Warner and a slightly different looking Mekhi Phifer is what they look like. But they are the only people that mentioned, like I have mentioned, that people have paid to have their things advertised on your show. So business was not completed. Now, Kaya walking off means that the business that people did with getting their, because before 10 p.m. on last Monday night, somebody paid some money to sponsor the show and to have their items advertised on the show. So Kaya walking off and them not doing a non-live recorded show, all of that was bad business, and I don't care. Like, you could say all that you want to. You could say Team Maddie, you could say Team Kaya, you could say Team Monique, you could say Team iPad, you could say Team MacBook. The fact of the matter is, some people paid to have their things advertised on this YouTube show, this Facebook Live show, this social media show, and it wasn't done, and it could not have been done after Kaya walked out. So saying that, Maddie is the reason why and all of that, when she eventually said, well, let's just do the show, and Kaya didn't, she walked out. Whether she walked out because she was vindicated and felt right in walking out or not, that's bad business because somebody paid. And from what I understood from what they said on the Larry Reid show is that people paid extra to advertise their things on an episode where Monique would be. They paid extra. So you did not do good business. You didn't do good business. Maddie didn't do good business. Kaya didn't do good business. It just all around was bad business, and I don't know what to tell you as far as your thoughts and your feelings and your team, whoever's carrying on. It was just bad because these people paid. So either they had to give these folks their money back, and I'm sure they did, because I'm sure we will be hearing now that I paid this money and, they didn't do the show and they got my money. I'm almost certain that they paid the money back. But the fact of the matter is, it was bad business. What else? And then Madison said, and I saw this the other day. I was on, I follow Maddie on Facebook, whatever, and I clicked on one of her posts, and somebody said, well, why did you and Kaya block each other? And Maddie didn't know nothing about it. She mentioned it in this video, said that on Wednesday morning, Kaya blocked Maddie. But Kaya over there talking about we friends and, I love her and that's my sis and all of this. But you blocked her. So Kaya really does give me Tamar Braxton tendencies and Tamar Braxton teas, and that very well may be why they got along so well and why they were the whole other debacle happened, because Tamar invited them. They seem very similar to me. What else, girl? And she said, Maddie said she loves Kaya and all of this, but she just wanted the show to be right. Both of them seem to have wanted the show to be right, quote unquote, but what is right? I mean, it seems like there's a big communication issue, and that's all this is. Y'all love each other, then go ahead and talk about it, and let's move on, and let's kiki, because I'm drained. Now on to the Larry Reid show. I watched that as well, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It was, like I said, two gentlemen sitting and basically dragging Kaya for blood the whole time. And it's like, okay, they framed it as, we're going to tell you what happened. And they did eventually get to what happened, but it was a whole bunch of, Kaya, you yuck mouth, Kaya. And it's like, okay, maybe that's what they do. I've never watched any of their other videos, so I'm not going to, drag them or say y'all are wrong, because that might be what they do. They talked about how Maddie is wonderful, she's great, she's professional, this, that, and the other. And the only thing they had a problem with as far as Maddie is she did not ever say that the technical difficulties weren't really their fault. Okay. They cleared their name, I guess. I never really saw it as their fault, per se. Like I said, it was cut too close. Every bit of that was just cut way too close. And okay. Like, okay, it happened. Either we gonna move on or we not. Okay. Okay. So that's how I feel about the Larry Reid show, as well as Madison's rebuttal to the situation. That's all I can give y'all. I'm drained. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.